Dude.
Antonio, turn off the camera, Antonio.
Oh, yeah, I ain't doing no. Oh, my bad, dog.
Turn off your camera. I'm about to tag everybody in the post, and then we're gonna come on after I finish.
Yeah.
It's a post or a message, bro.
Why you got that jam on right now?
Hell yeah.
Where I put my money?
I needed
No
that.
use of the N word.
The boy said we try to have a socially acceptable show.
Should have had a list of things we can't say.
Try to mute if you ain't talking. Try to mute when you're not talking.
That boy Jabba man, my collie ass up.
All right, fellas, start turning on your cameras.
What it do, Will?
All right, y'all. Welcome to a special episode of Hanging with July and Wilt. Somebody on their YouTube.
Mute your mic if you ain't talking.
Yeah, mute your mic if you ain't talking. All right, y'all. Welcome to a special episode of podcast with Hanging with July and Wilk. We got a lot of special guest debaters in the house tonight, and of course, I want to introduce everybody. First of all, we got a special guest moderator, my little cousin Bethany Robinson. Shout out to Bethany. We got a few special guests in the house. Of course, before I get on to my special guest, shout out to my dog Wilk, half of Hanging with July and Wilk, always coming through.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna get into my special guest. We got my dog Antonio Brown. He said he told me if I want him on the podcast, we gotta do it on the weekend. What we doing on the weekend for you, my brother. And
Yeah, I
of course,
appreciate it.
So come with it, big dog.
come with it, come with it. Of course, we got my dog Gary Johnson. I told him, man, look, if Miami lose to the Bucks, you're coming on the podcast. I hit him up. I said, hey, podcast at 8:30. You on? He came on. So shout out to Gary Johnson. And of course, always got the coach, James coaching ball. Shout out to Coach. Been knowing Coach since I was in elementary. So shout out to Coach. And we got last but
Hey, hold on. I got a question about that though. You've been
what's up?
knowing us since elementary. Where he was at when you was in elementary?
Where he was at?
Yeah, he was your coach.
Nah, he was a grade above me.
I'm messing with him, man. I'm messing with Coach, man.
And of course, we got Mr. Tobias Harris himself, Mike Antonio. Shout out to Mike. What's up, Mike? Take you on mute, Mike.
What it do, y'all?
Oh yeah, my dog Mike told me he live in Hawaii. He actually, so he's 6 hours behind all of us. So it's 8:30, 8:47 here. It's 2:47 in Hawaii. So that's why we doing it a little late to accommodate Mike. So shout out to Mike. But yeah, we're gonna get right on it. I'm gonna hand the mic over to you, Bethany. We're gonna get right up on it.
All right, July, I'm gonna point the first question over at you. So, with last night, the Clippers have been able to get a win. Are they back in this thing? Are they back in the series after last night's win?
I think so. Before the series started, I actually picked the Clippers in 5. I actually picked them in 5 to it. So I got that wrong already. But like I said at the beginning of the series before it started, I think what happened last year to the Clippers that they hungry, they more humble this year. But Luca, he took Pat Bell's soul though. I think Pat Bell played 6 minutes last game. I think Pat Bell played 6 minutes last game. Pat Bell missed a shot. Luca just looked at him. I know y'all seen it. Luca just looked at him like a disrespectful look. And Luca then said in the series, "You too effing small." Like just been talking all kind of shit to Pat Bell. But I think this is a legacy series for Kawhi Leonard though. He gotta do something. He gotta get him out. If the Clippers don't win this series, they might start looking at breaking this team up. What's your thoughts on that, Antonio?
To me, it's just like it's chemistry issues. They play the wrong people at the wrong time. Like if you're gonna have all the scorers out there with PG, Kawhi, you can't have another scorer out there in the point guard. You need to have somebody's got to distribute. Like they're having no distribution. Everybody's picking their shots at the wrong time. There's no chemistry, and they had a lot of pieces come together that I feel like they didn't give enough time to gel together. And now they always have high expectations. LA, they're expected to be the Clippers of the little brother. They're trying to be big brother now, but to me, it's just like they don't play the right people at the right time. Rondo needs to be playing more because the fact that he can hit a timely three, he can definitely. He said they say he's calling out the plays. Like that's what Carlisle said. He's been calling out the plays, so they can't run plays. So you got to put somebody in there with high IQ. Can run the offense and get everybody involved in timely shots. Reggie Jackson's not that. Patrick Beverly's not that. And to me, it's just like they have to incorporate more chemistry, involved players, because if not, they're just going to get like they're doing pick and roll switch, Zubac getting destroyed by Luka like every single play, and they ain't making no adjustments to that. And that's on Lou. Like you got to switch something up. Y'all got to, if he keeps switching on that, y'all got to switch something up. He's killing them. And my bad on Luka. Hey, Luka. Hey. Why we here? Luka. My bad, dog. My bad. That's me, dog. Hey, I'll take that L. Hey, I'll put it all the way on my. Hey, that's me. But yeah, man. He's showing me something. Yeah. That's my thing, though.
All right. So we're gonna go to let's hear from Gary. Max. If y'all don't know, Max is Gary.
Yeah. So with the Clippers, they back in it. They have like people like to brag on that two-way player type of stuff. I mean, you have two of them. So like you should have never been out of it in the first place. That's rule number one. Number two, Luka is making a name for himself. He truly is. He's hooping. You got two of the best people on the floor on defense, as they say, and he can't be stopped. So he's a force to be reckoned with. When you got somebody like that, it's hard to beat when it's just clicking like that. Now, as far as the Clippers, they downfall really come from a lack of coaching. It's Ty Lue. Leonard needs a coach, and PG needs a coach. They're not those leaders. They don't have that leadership mentality like a LeBron that just allows them to just do what they want and have success. Like they need coaching, or like my guys say, they need that floor general. Either one works, but yeah, them two out there just doing them and trying to freestyle it won't happen. They need structure, or they got to just be clicking and hot. But they need some type of structure to that organization as a whole. So that's my little 2 cents on, Clippers Dallas. But I still got Clippers winning it though, so we'll see, because it was supposed to be this big hype around LA versus LA, but I haven't seen it yet. I only seen, LeBron, that's the one who run LA, King James, so until them boys do something, that LA versus LA hype, New Balance waste their money on that commercial. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Gary still has the Clippers winning it. Will, what do you think?
Man, look, I still got the Clippers. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Let me go back to the beginning. I picked the Clippers to win the series. I just didn't think Dallas would come out like this because I'm not a believer in Porzingis' health. Luka, I think Luka took them boys' soul though. They came and they stole that game 3 in Dallas. I don't want to say the Clippers back in it yet until they can win game 4. Because if Dallas win game 4 and take a commanding 3-1 lead, I think it's over with. So I'm not ready to say that the Clippers back in it until they can come out and prove they can win game 4 on Dallas's court, and then we can kind of see what we're working with at that point. But I will like to say that the Clippers did exactly what they said they was gonna do. Them boys trying to avoid the Lakers, and they gonna avoid them boys right out the playoffs.
Okay, Coach, you feel the same way? You think they won't even make it that far?
At the beginning of this series, I said Mavericks in 7, and I'm sticking with it. Shout out to AB. He done finally came around to the on Luka's side, man. We're gonna talk about that later, but you already know where I stand on that. Man, I just look at you talked. July said the Clippers are hungry. They got a lot of homeless people hungry out there. That don't mean a damn thing just because you're hungry, bro. That don't mean nothing, bro. Expectations. What are the expectations for the Clippers? They're perennial losers. They're the little brothers. So let's just throw that out the way. The Mavericks have the better coach in the series. People don't respect Carlisle. He's one of the best coaches in the league. They have the better point guard. They have the better playmaker. Honestly, I said from jump, I didn't thought PG and Kawhi fit together anyway. They're two ball dominant guys. They need to be fed the ball, and there's nobody to feed them the ball. I didn't think it mixed and matched anyway. They don't have leadership to rub against each other, to make a leader. They're neither one of them are vocal. Neither one of them are guys that's going to just grab the team together and say, hey, this is the way we got to do it. This we're going to get that W. Everything is stacked against them. I don't see Kawhi going 10 for 11 in the first 3 quarters like he did the other night. I don't see Paul George going 10 for 14 to start the game off again. They shot out of their minds last night. I think that Dallas is going to continue to put their foot on their necks. They talk about Rondo was calling out the plays, and they still didn't stop it. If you know what's coming, you still get punched in your mouth. What good does it do if you're calling out the plays? They're going to continue to get sliced up. And I think Dallas is going to, I said in 7, I think it might go down to 6. I'm riding with Luka.
All right, Mike, it's over to you. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm going with Coach. I think the Dallas got it. I would say Dallas in 5. They got the best player on the court. It's unfortunate because I'm a big Kawhi fan. I'm a Spurs fan, but they ain't got no dogs on the court. They got the better team. They got the better coach. So I really just see I see Dallas in 5.
Dallas and 5.
Dallas in 5?
Dallas in 5. Because I mean, they showed like the Clippers already showing you that once they get down, they kind of get defeated. And Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, that's just not enough to be putting up 40, 70 total points. Combined, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna keep happening. I just can't see it keep happening.
And for the record, Tyrone Lue sucks. Sorry.
I agree with that too. It's kind of hard to rely on Kawhi and Paul George to put up consistent numbers because of Paul George. Honestly, Paul George not about to keep balling like he did game 3. I can expect that from Luka because what was said when the Clippers came together. Man, you got Patrick Beverly, he a pit bull on defense. You got Luka, you got Paul George, you got Kawhi Leonard. This is gonna be one of the greatest perimeter defensive teams we've ever seen. Luka putting everybody. It's like I'm watching the roll bounce movie. Everybody on skates. You can get it. Come on, Sweden is out there. Like boys just skating out there, man. Luka just is crazy, dog. Like we talking about this game that the Clippers won. Paul George and Kawhi both played out their body, but they didn't do what we expected them to be great in. They still didn't stop Luka. They still ain't stopped Luka. Tim Hardaway had a bad game. We still waiting on Porzingis to arrive. Anybody seen him? I don't know what he's doing. Willie Cauley-Stein trash. You know what I'm saying? So it's really Luka out there. Luka just putting skates on everybody, man. Look, lace them up. Make sure you time tight. Because it's about to be a long night. And man, Dallas about to win game 4, dog. 2018 draft, man.
Luka's very underrated with the strength, man. I don't think people really see how, man, it's easy. Like, it's easy for anybody they put on him. He's like LeBron and them to the rim. It's crazy. But I feel like we gotta also get off PG. Because if you look at the numbers, man, he been balling. He has been balling this whole series. If you're gonna put anything on us, blame or anything, it's not him. It's not this time. Not this time. He actually has been not defensively. Nobody's doing anything. But like I say, there has to be somebody that can initiate the offense. Like even if you're out of transition, who's going to set up the plays for them? They don't have it, and everybody wants to have a combo guard. But you got to have if you're going to have a combo guard, somebody somewhere has got to distribute. Like with Steph, yeah, he's a combo guard, but they got Draymond running the offense. There has to be some type of supplement to the scoring for the to the assistant, and that's what they don't have. They don't got that guy that can get out there and say, "Hey, let's settle down. Boom, let's go." They don't have that, and you can tell because it'll turn to bad shots, or they'll turn the ball over, or it's nothing. There's nothing there that shows me that they've just got a team that can just gel together, and that's my biggest thing.
Wasn't that supposed to be Rondo?
Yeah, but when is he playing? Well, Rondo, he gets no. I think he was third string. One shit.
He's a liability offensively, in my opinion. He can get the boys in and out the sets and everything, but man, boys sagging off Rondo so far, man, to where they cutting off every driving lane for anybody else that's on the court with that boy.
Rondo hitting threes though now. I mean, it might not be 8 for 8 from the 8 for 10, but Rondo's shooting that rock now. I mean, you can't just leave him out there.
Yeah, I'm taking my chances. I'm taking my chances with that though. Yeah, I'm taking my chances second up the Rondo, man.
In this series, Rondo is a liability offensively and defensively. Can you imagine Rondo trying to cover Luka right now in this bag of trips that Luka got? It ain't working.
Okay, all right, guys. So after Portland's win tonight, the series is now tied 2-2 between them and Denver. Despite who you're picking to make it out of this series, can either one of these teams really take on the Lakers? Max, I'll start with you.
Nah. Nah, like nobody in the West could mess with the Lakers, and that's just what it is. I know they like a lower level seed, like they had to play in it. I mean, they had to play in and stuff like that. But nah, nobody can touch them dudes. They about to bounce the number 1 seed, and then they gonna bounce everybody up until they make it to the finals. And then depending on who they play in the finals, they might bounce them too. So no, the Lakers can't be touched. They are led by King James, a true leader. In his extended prime, and then he got that young boy Anthony Davis next to him. Lakers can't be touched by any Western team. I'm sorry. No.
Wilk, you agree with that?
Hey, I think the Lakers gonna make it to the finals too. Like I ain't even gonna jump into it. I'll let somebody else do it, but I do think they're gonna get into the finals, man. Before the series, before Chris Paul injury and all that, man, I picked the Lakers at 5 over the Suns, and I really think that's gonna happen. And I don't know who they'll play in the next round. We'll see how it all shapes out. But I don't really see anybody beating a healthy Lakers team if they get in rhythm. And if they get in rhythm is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But man, that team just I don't know. They just pose too many threats, man. If KCP hitting his shots, I'm waiting on for them to integrate. What's your boy name that came from the Kings? The little guard. I can't remember the boy's name, man. I'm waiting for them to integrate him. Wesley Matthews can hit shots. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think LeBron healthy right now either. And that's another thing. So, but I see the Lakers coming out the West too. I agree with that.
Coach, do you think either one of these teams can even give the Lakers a run for their money? Everybody's taking the Lakers, but is there even a competition to be had in the next round?
I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm gonna preface by saying that. And I'm gonna disagree slightly. I said when the playoffs started, that's the one matchup that I didn't want to see because the Lakers are not fully healthy. With the Nuggets pose one of the biggest matchup nightmares for the Lakers, with the Joker being a point center that he is. Now you're asking LeBron and AD to be involved on the defensive side of the pick and roll game. All right, so now you have no rim protector. I don't have faith in Montrez as a true rim protector. I said this a couple years ago. When Porter figures out the NBA's game, he is going to be dangerous, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's figuring out how to play NBA basketball. He is going to be one of those guys going to give you 22 a night. Uh, I think it's going to give fits for the Lakers, and if King James is not healthy, they can push it to a 6-game series. Again, they're going to give the Lakers fits, but I don't see them having enough firepower to actually beat the Lakers. Uh, that's just my take on the Nuggets. I've been real impressed with the Nuggets. I like Joker's game last year, but he just took it to a whole nother level. He's the best passing big man I've ever seen. Like I said, he's going to give the Lakers trouble because, again, you're going to need AD to give 27, 28 a game to help LeBron because, again, LeBron's not fully healthy. You can just see the time he's lagging off in the beginning of the game because he doesn't have that dog to go from first quarter to fourth quarter like he normally does. So if you're going to ask Anthony Davis to carry the offensive load, to put him in the pick and roll situations against the Joker is going to put a lot on his game. So I could see a lot of high scoring, down to the wire games where the Nuggets going to get their fair share. But in the end, I think the Lakers close it out.
Mike, do you agree with that, or do you think Portland has a better chance of taking out the Lakers?
Oh no, I agree. I think the Lakers going to the finals. If Jamal Murray was healthy, then I would give the Nuggets a chance. I think Portland are easy. They always been a easy smack in the playoffs. So I got Portland play the Lakers. I say 4. If the Nuggets play the Lakers, I say 5, maybe 6, or possibly 7 games if Jamal Murray was healthy. But I just think who's going to guard LeBron? Who's going to deal with AD? Who's going to be able to? If Nuggets play, the Joker's going to get enough help to cancel out, Anthony Davis and Brian points. I just think it's going to take each team to take out the Lakers in the final. So.
All right, I'm gonna bring it over to Antonio. Do you agree with these guys? And I'll let July close this one out on this.
As far as a chance, I think they're all professionals, so they're always gonna have a chance, I guess you could say. But as far, you're not gonna beat the Lakers. The matchups are gonna beat the Lakers. You're not gonna beat the Lakers. Coming down 24 seconds on the shot clock, running plays. You're not gonna beat them like that. First of all, they play too good a defense in the half court, and they're too big. They got guys out there that 2 7-footers. They got Bron at the 3. That's a lot. If you just want to set up a play and then think you beat them in transition, you beat them in matchups, and that's the thing that Denver just can't do. And they don't have the first of all, they don't have the bodies to guard LeBron, and then they got a lot of bodies they can throw at Jokic. So it's like there's positives for them, and then there's a lot of negatives for the Nuggets. I don't know. I just don't think that, and I think LeBron's got a stranglehold mentally over that conference, which is crazy because he just got there 3 years ago. But I think he's already pretty much stamped that my team, I'm here, and I'm gonna run the West, and it's pretty dope to see him and see him do that and switch conferences like that and dominate. So, but no, I don't think that they have it because I don't think any team has the ability to change their philosophy this late because you are who you are at this point. And none of them have that matchup ability or defensive ability to keep up with what they have going. So now,
July. I mean, everybody.
He is about to spaz out.
First off, y'all Negroes disrespectful, bro. First of all, Portland gonna beat the Nuggets in 6. Like we gonna beat them people, bro. Like Denver just not better than us without Jamal Murray, bro. I think we kind of figured that out. Like today, like we played the same way today we played like in the last game of the season. Like just let Jokic shoot his little fadeaways, don't give him too much room under the goal. And what Melo was telling Nurk every time he got the ball with Jokic on him today, attack him. And Nurk did it. And like I said, our guards elevate higher than Jokic could jump. So that's all we gotta do is keep attacking him. He probably get his points, his assists, but let's just keep attacking him on when he on defense. That's how we're gonna beat him. So I got us in 6 against the Nuggets, but against the Lakers, we can't beat them people, man. Like especially if we go out trying to start Norman Powell and CJ and Dame at the same time when the Lakers got Drummond, AD, and LeBron. you know, there's no kind of scenario I see us winning 2 games against the Lakers. So the answer is no. We can't beat the Lakers, but we're gonna beat Portland. I mean, we're gonna beat the Nuggets in 6. That's my take on that.
Okay, well, no hope for anybody going up against the Lakers next round. Okay. All right. Next question. Somebody in here said that Tobias Harris is the best scorer in the league. Is Tobias Harris overrated? Mike, go ahead and give us your case on why you would even say that.
Drug testing anyone?
So hear me out. So like, if you compare his numbers, so let's talk about a superstar, right? So a superstar, what is a superstar? Somebody that won't. Well, let me look him up. I think I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere.
Superstar Tobias Harris don't go against, so we start off on the wrong foot.
Did you just
No.
Hold up, time out. Let's back up.
Listen.
Back up.
Superstar.
Listen, that's what I was going to say. He's not a superstar. Why?
Oh.
Because he's selfless. He's the third option. God. He's the third option on a great team.
Second option.
Ben Simmons was drafted number 1. He was drafted number 1. Embiid was drafted number 3. Tobias was drafted 19. He's the third option. You don't draft.
Tobias Harris is the second scoring option on that team.
Second scoring option, though.
No. On
that team.
He's the third option on that team.
Ben Simmons isn't scoring points like that, though. So why would he be a scoring option?
No.
Wait, guys. Wait, it may be too early for him. You know, he has a time difference. He's not thinking clearly. Just hear him out.
Just because Ben Simmons is not showing up. It's not that he's a 14-point guy. We know Ben Simmons should be like Bron, and just because he's not showing up doesn't make Tobias that second option. Tobias Harris is overachieving right now. Tobias, let's talk about James Harden, for example, when he was with the Thunder. James Harden with the Thunder, what was he? 13, 14-point average guy, putting up the same amount of minutes as Tobias. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, but he was a 6 man. You can't relate that to a
third
spot.
option. No.
And he was 19 years old.
No. James Harden was the third option, putting up the same amount of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes less than Tobias is right now. He was averaging about 27, 28 minutes. Go look it up. Tobias is averaging about 31 minutes. So 3 minutes less, 4 or 5 points less. Third option, Kawhi Leonard, when he's with the Spurs, averaging about 13, 14 points. Tobias Harris right now, third option his whole career, averaging, 16, 17 points? And what is he averaging in the playoffs right now? 28, 7 rebounds. And what is Embiid averaging? What is Ben Simmons averaging? So he's a third option putting up superstar numbers.
Against the Wizards.
Against who?
Against the Wizards, who have one of the worst defenses in NBA history right now.
Against Roy Hashimura.
So now we making it. So now we're trying to make excuses. Now we're trying to blame him for.
No, I just don't think Tobias.
He's doing what he's supposed to do, though.
Tobias Harris, mama wouldn't call him a superstar. His own mama wouldn't call him.
Tobias Harris's 5th team, right? This is the 5th team he's been on, right?
So you said we're going against the Wizards, and Ben Simmons is averaging 14 points. So what does that say?
That's what Ben Simmons does. He
averages
14 points.
So is Ben Simmons a superstar? So is Ben Simmons a superstar?
No.
I just want to make sure.
And neither is Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris might not be a star, bro. He might not be a star, bro.
No, I agree with you. He's not a superstar, but it's not because of talent. It's because he's selfless.
Oh no, it's actually because of talent. It's literally because of talent.
He's averaging 19 and a half this year.
Hey, listen. I like Tobias Harris. He's 19 and a half a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Okay, he has decent numbers. He's not a star. He's not a superstar.
Can y'all name me y'all top 3 power forwards in the league? Each one of you?
But hold up, time out. He's not even really classified as a power forward. He's more of a dual forward, where he's a small forward, power forward combo. I wouldn't just not put him down there at the 4, because if you put some traditional forwards on him, he's rotisserie barbecue chicken action. I'm talking about it's not even close to. If you put him on AD for 10 minutes, he's got 3 fouls. He's got maybe 2 shot attempts, and both of them are blocked. I wouldn't classify him as a power forward. He's more of a dual forward.
So let me ask you a question then. Would you say Giannis is a power forward then? Because you describing the same person. Because Because Al Horford used to treat him as barbecue chicken when he played power forward.
Used to. You said used to, right?
You talking about the 2-time MVP? You compared Tobias Harris to the 2-time MVP.
See, yeah, that's why I got to mute my mic.
Well,
Hold on.
let me tell you about this 2-time MVP, right? This 2-time MVP is averaging what, 24 points in the playoffs right now? He's underperforming.
And 14 rebounds?
Right
How's that
22 and
underperforming?
14?
That's 24.
He's underperforming.
22 and 14 is underperforming.
Hey, could I jump in on them underperforming real quick? Because I don't think Mike actually watching the games. I don't know if you realize that they've been mopping the floor with the Heat. The man he barely playing the fourth quarter.
But you just brought up the Wizards competition. The Heat been injured all year, haven't had a chance to have chemistry. The same Heat team last year.
Hold on. Hey, we're gonna get on the Heat topic next. Let's stick to Tobias Harris.
He's averaging 22 and 14 and not playing in the fourth quarter. The other night they showed Giannis on the bench on the phone with his old lady ordering pizza and shit in the fourth quarter. Hey, bro, he could average 40 this series if he wanted to. Tobias Harris is not on that level. It is blasphemous to even put him in the same category as a Giannis and an AD. Again, I like Tobias Harris. He's not the problem, and he sure as hell is not the answer.
Third option on the team, putting up over 25. And Kupo, first option on the team. You know,
Kyrie is the third option. Kyrie is the third option on his team.
When we say option, bro, like when we say option, that means scoring. You know what I mean? Like that means that you're the option. You're the next option on the list to score. Ben Simmons isn't on the play sheet to score over Tobias Harris to take a shot. I refuse to believe that.
Hold on, Bethany, you got any thing to add to this?
We need a drug test, all y'all.
I mean, I don't even know why this is a conversation. Like everybody else said, like, how are we even mentioning Tobias Harris? I mean, he's decent. I mean, but you could say that just because Joel and Ben aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, that means that he's the best forward in the league. Like that's a stretch. Like he's doing his job.
Okay, this what I mean, Bethany. So here's the thing: James Harden before when he's with the Thunder, he's putting up 13, 3 minutes less than Tobias. Guess what he's doing now? He's averaging 25 for a career. So that means when he got with the Rockets, he's putting up numbers. Same with Kawhi.
That's because he was in Oklahoma City. He came to Houston. He got strip clubs and wings. He started playing a little better.
But hear me out, though. You see what happened when James Harden get his own team? Now, just imagine a person averaging 19 points as the third option when he get his own team. What would happen?
Hey, can I respond?
Tobias Harris going to average 30. So you saying Tobias Harris?
He would easily average 30.
He ain't there.
He would easily average 30.
So Tobias Harris is a franchise player? You're saying Tobias Harris is a franchise player. That's what you're saying.
You said Tobias Harris 30? Tobias Harris would average 30. Tobias Harris has averaged 30 since his senior year in high school. And you're going to tell me he's going to average 30 in the league?
Hear me out.
No, I'm not hearing you. No.
Hear me out real quick. So when Kawhi Leonard was the third option with the Spurs, he was putting up, 12 13 a game. What happened when Tim Duncan retired and got out of there? 25 when his own team, even though he was still in the system, 25 and a half a game.
Harris is not Kawhi Leonard.
Yep. No, that's okay.
He's closer to Myers Leonard.
Coach, hear me out, Coach. Coach, hear me out.
That said Myers Leonard.
Hey, hear me out, Coach. When Kawhi Leonard was with Tim Duncan, guess what people were saying? Kawhi Leonard is not no Paul George. When Tim Duncan leaves, he's gonna be. Everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying Kawhi Leonard is not a superstar. Now everybody jumping on the bandwagon. That's the same thing that would happen if Tobias Harris had his own team.
Hey, can I respond? Hey, can I respond? Can I respond?
Oh, for sure.
Hey,
what about the other 4 teams he been on?
Hold on, Coach. I went to do something right quick. Y'all know I'm a Melo fan. Melo my dog. So they had this game this year with the Portland versus the Sixers where Ben Simmons was hurt and Dame Leonard was hurt. That's before we made the trade for Norman Powell. Tobias Harris was the person guarding Carmelo Anthony that game. In the fourth quarter, when the game was close, Carmelo Anthony dropped 17 points on Tobias Harris. To end that game, Tobias Harris had 12 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Melo had 22 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. So if Tobias Harris let my dog Carmelo do him in like that, if Tobias Harris considered a power forward, KD is considered a power forward. He's not better than KD. Hold on, Will. I got 2 more. You asked for my top 3. So I got KD, I got Giannis, and I got AD better than Tobias Harris. Go ahead, Will.
I just want to say this because I'm tired of this narrative getting floated around that this man is the third option. So we're going to go to a team when he was the first option. 2018 with the Clippers. He was putting up 15 shots a game, averaging 35 minutes per game. He was the number one option on that Clippers team because Lou Williams was coming off the bench. He was scoring 20 points. That's 15 less than your 35 a game if he's the man. Tobias Harris has never been the man, bro.
He's never been a number one option.
He was the number one option on that Clippers team. If you can go look it up. 2018 Clippers team, go look it up.
95% of his career, he's never been a number one option.
Okay, well, that 5%, it didn't work out. That's why he's no longer a number one option.
And what about in Detroit? Was he a number one option in Detroit?
He was definitely that for Detroit.
Let me hear what y'all say about Detroit because he wasn't a number one option in Detroit. But I'm listening, y'all.
Oh, I'm asking.
Who else was in Detroit?
Man, Detroit called me for a tryout. It was Tobias Harris was the number one man. God damn it! If he was that dude, he wouldn't get bounced around the league like a Kardashian. Stop it.
Toss around the league. He's the Sean Marion of this era. Bro.
Whoa!
He's the Kim Kardashian of the NBA. Everybody has had him.
We're gonna have to start doing drug tests before we start doing this podcast.
And we're gonna start with you.
Talk about drug testing you. They thought you was talking crazy. If you Mike thinks Tobias Harris has the potential to be that guy. So I mean, talk about it.
But y'all never counted my arguments with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. You see,
because he's not those guys. That's why.
Can we give our top three?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he's not a top three power forward in the East, let alone the league. So I'll just stick to the East. Let me just see who I can get in the East, man. I'll go July use KD, so I use KD. We can go KD, Giannis, and Julius Randle. He's not even the top three in the East. So how can he be top three in the league? Like what? This Tobias Harris we talking about. I want to make sure I'm very clear on this. Like this the player that we're discussing right now, right? We got a whole segment about Tobias Harris. All these other players that we can talk about, we're talking about Tobias Harris, man. Like, do y'all understand what we're talking about?
How is KD a traditional power forward, but Tobias Harris is a slash?
No, I said if we using Tobias Harris as a power forward, then you got to put KD.
He generalized.
Yeah, you got to put KD there.
Tobias Harris isn't a top power forward in the SEC. Can we move on?
That man said the Southeastern Conference.
You give him his own team, he'll show you different. But
he had Detroit and the Clippers, and they bounced his ass out of there. You know how bad you got to be for Detroit to tell you we're done with you? You know how bad you have to be?
Orlando, too.
You know how bad it has to be for Detroit Pistons to say thank you, but no thank you? Come on, man.
Mike, we'll see what comes to be a Tobias Harris. But moving on to the next topic, I'm trying to save you here, Mike. Moving on to the next topic, we brought this up earlier, the Miami Heat. I mean, what's happening with them next season? What is them in this playoff loss? What does that mean for them moving forward? Max, go ahead and start it off. I see you got your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to pop it off like this. What needs to happen next with this team is to add additional pieces because at the moment, this is just not it. And last year in 2020, it wasn't it either. So I don't really know what you want it to be or what people want it to be, but it's not that. It'll never be that. They'll never, as is, they won't see the finals anymore this decade, as is. And how they started the decade off, they gave people high hopes. And I really hate that their fans really believe that this is who they really are. This is not who they are. Jimmy Butler, my man Wilt, my guy Wilt, been saying it. Jimmy Butler is like your 26 and 7 type of player. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who Jimmy is. Jimmy is not a Durant. Jimmy third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier damn near on a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Even at his best, Jimmy is a third tier player. Stop putting him with any of the real hoopers. Like he just got dog in him. He got fight. I love him, but he not it. He can't lead you to the promised land. I've been saying it. That man not gonna lead you to the promised land. The Heat is not who y'all thought they were to start the decade off, and I just feel bad for the Miami Heat because I love Miami. You know, when I go out there, it's beautiful, but y'all don't have a championship contending NBA team. Miami, I'm sorry. You know, y'all don't. You know, you haven't had one since King James left, you know, and that's who beat you this time. Well, last year, you know, so they need to either bust it up or get some pieces. Jimmy is that perfect guy to just fit in, you know, in little places. Like, you know, just put him in some places. You know, he might take the Clippers up another level, but as is Dragic and Jimmy, that ain't it. Like, for real, they got swept. Like, think about that. They got swept. Tatum got him one, but guess who didn't get them one? Butler didn't get him one. So what we talking about here? They need to blow it up or add some pieces, because I thought they had Harden in the bag, but somebody said like they turned the offer down or something. What's wrong with you? Look at this team, bro. Like, this team trash. Like, the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, they not it, bro. The East, this is the real East with a healthy Durant. You think that he about to touch that man? No. A Giannis who acting a fool and got some pieces around him. No. Embiid, like, they maybe 5th seed, 6th seed, 7th seed, 12th seed. You know, just depends on how Butler play, bro. You know what I'm saying? So what we talking about? Breaking it up or adding pieces? Whatever y'all want to do, but don't put them in the upper echelons of them big boys. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. Shout out to them for making the playoffs, which I said they would. But as a contender, we talking contenders, bro. It won't be Jimmy and Dragic. Shit, I remember Dragic from my Nash days when I used to love Nash. Dragic ain't gonna get you there. Come on, man. But yeah, I'm done. I'm tripping. I'm done.
All right, Gary doesn't even see. He thinks that the Heat needs to be completely torn apart, start over, or add in somebody else. Coach, I seen you shaking your head, man. What you think about that?
He say Jimmy won't get him to the promised land. Didn't they play in the finals last year? Well, that wasn't them. All right.
In the bubble, that was them. It was them.
That's all I'm saying. He led them to the promised land. He just ran against a better team. He ran into a better team this year. He's playing against Giannis, who he literally just said is acting a fool right now. So he lost to the better team. Tyler Hero is not the same. The book is out on him. All right, there's film. People are sitting on those screens, on those flares, those double pin downs. People have adjusted to that. Bam has regressed in the playoffs. I don't think he's healthy. Iggy is old, but we're forgetting Victor Oladipo was their big piece. He's hurt. You're trying to tell me that Victor Oladipo and Jimmy Butler couldn't make noise in this playoff system? Let's not act like he's not there. And Dragic has taken a step back. He has gotten old. I do agree they do need to add more pieces to this puzzle, but let's not just throw the guys that have been went to the finals last year as this team that's just trash. They've had a lot of circumstances, but again, the biggest blow to them this season is Victor Oladipo. That's my dog. I rock with Jimmy. I rock with Oladipo. I think those guys could have made noise this year. The injury bug hit him. It is what it is. But let's just not act like the Heat was just straight trash. Let's not do that, man. Again, you add Oladipo to this team that opens up Hero for more offensive look that takes the pressure off Bam. You're asking people to carry the load that shouldn't be carrying the load. There's no way that Iggy should be playing 25 minutes a game at this stage in his career. Guy, I say Bam is a little hurt. There's no way that he should be carrying the offensive load. He's a rim runner guy. He's a defender, but he's asked to carry an offensive load this year. They run into a buzzsaw with the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, I think it's more of an injury thing. They add another piece to this puzzle. They could be right back to where they are because, believe it or not, I think Jimmy Butler is a top 20 player in the NBA. I always said he was. He has the skill set. He has the mind frame. He has leadership qualities. You can say what you want. He is a leader in this NBA. But to say that they're just trash, I can't agree with that one at all.
July, how you feeling? What you think about that? Miami, can they stay together and make the run with a healthy Victor, or do they need to start over?
Man, first of all, shout out to Gary aka Max. He did say that Miami they got lucky because of the bubble last year, and I was one of the people that actually fell for, like, at the end of the season. I was saying, man, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, he a top 5 player. Like what he did in the playoffs, that was top 5 stuff. Like cooling down TJ Warren, because TJ Warren, he was the second best player in the bubble after Devin Booker and Dame. Well, the third best after Devin and Dame. And then 4-1, they beat Milwaukee 4-1. And then they beat the Red Hot Celtics, and they won the only team to beat the Lakers twice in the bubble last year. So I fell in love with Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero in the bubble. Like, man, them boys is balling. But I picked Milwaukee in 7 because I thought it was gonna be a real tough series. Because I thought Miami was still on that same level, but obviously same level with them. But I thought Drew Holiday was the difference. But it wasn't just Drew Holiday; it was Drew Holiday stepping up. It was Giannis getting more confident. It was Chris Middleton. It was a bunch of them. But if you look at Miami, Victor Oladipo, I don't think he would have made a difference in that series, coach, to tell the truth. I don't think Victor Oladipo. I think that series maybe it would have been a 5-game series instead. But if you look at Miami, Duncan Robinson, they're going to have to figure out what they want to do with him, because I noticed Wilk said Duncan Robinson can't guard him, but he their best 3-point shooter, and he a restricted free agent, I think. So do you pay him? Do you match an offer for him? Tyler Hero, I seen a lot of memes that they had an offer on the table with James Harden. But Miami didn't want to include Tyler Hero. But Tyler Hero, he remind, like I said in the group, he reminded me of Mark Sanchez. Started off hot, then he started getting in magazines and Twitter and stuff, and then he came back and that was it. Victor Oladipo, he a free agent this year. Bam, he signed till 2026. Jimmy, he signed for 2 more seasons with the max. So what moves can you make to be better? Like, what moves can you make? So I think they should just, try to build a whole nother team around Jimmy and Bam and go from there.
Mike, do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. I see Jimmy as like a tier 1 all-star. Like they don't need to tear the team apart. They just missing one player, and they missing a superstar. Like they don't got no Batman on his team. Like Jimmy is like Robin. Like Jimmy exceeded his expectations last year. The way he played, the way Tyler Hero played in the playoffs. I think is maybe trade Tyler Hero. I think you can get something good for him, but they really just need a superstar, and I think they'll be back in the mix. I think Bucks would still be a problem because Antetokounmpo, he really feeling himself right now. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing as the number 2 power forward in the league. But I think they're doing great things though. So yeah, I think the Heat is still being contention. They just need a superstar.
Well, what do you think?
I got a lot to say. First of all, Trevor Ariza said, all right. Second, Iguodala said, all right. Third, Dragic said, all right.
Damn.
Fourth, Tyler Hero benefited from the bubble. That's what it was. He was a rookie. He benefited from the bubble. He thought it was sweet out there. Got in the playoffs. It wasn't sweet out there no more. All right. Duncan Robinson. He can't he can shoot the ball. He gonna bust that 3, but he gonna give up whatever needs to be given up on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Like he I don't know, dog. Like it's something different when the crowd and the energy in the arena, man. Like Duncan Robinson cannot defend. Like I said, he can't go at me, and that's bad. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna keep it going. I'm gonna go down the roster. You know what I'm saying? Before I get to Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Dedman, he said like he couldn't get no burn with the Hawks. He couldn't get no burn with the Kings. He said, it is what it is. Losing Kelly Olynyk hurt them boys. Losing Jay Crowder, which y'all know I'm a big fan of Jay Crowder. He's a great culture guy. He's a bulldog on the court. People feed off his energy. Losing Jay Crowder hurt, man. Kenny said, I don't think Oladipo would have made that big of a difference. I think he would have helped. The problem is you don't have any scoring outside of Jimmy Butler if Hero not scoring and if Duncan Robinson not really doing what he got to do. Jimmy Butler can't do it all. He's not a tier 1 guy. I tried to get that through Kenny's head last year. He drunk that Kool-Aid. Me and him had a heated argument about that. I said, man, look, no disrespect to Jimmy Butler because he gonna come. He one of those bring your lunch box to work type guys. He gonna put work in every single day, but he gonna give you 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He gonna play defense on whoever the other perimeter player is that might be going off. That's it. He'll elevate a little bit in the playoffs, but once you develop a game plan around him and nobody else on his team is performing, it ain't nothing he can do. You know what I mean? And Bam Adebayo, I'm still excited about him. I like Bam Adebayo. I like his skill set, but they were able to pack the paint on Bam Adebayo because they don't have another big that can step out and shoot. They miss Kelly Olynyk, man, and that's what people not understanding. So yeah, they got hot at the end of the season. They went on a little run. It was like, man, the Heat back just because of that finals run that they had last year. But I saw they can't score. They cannot score the basketball, man, and that's the problem. That's all I got.
Okay, AB, what you think about it?
He said 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and guard the best player, and that's it. Man, dang, that's tough, dog. I mean, that's pretty impressive, man. If you give me 26, and I'm consistently guarding, his biggest problem is he can't shoot the 3 ball. And the way the game is right now, you're with your best player, your wing player has to be able to shoot the ball, because then what you're doing is you're handicapping other players. It's a bad when Dwayne Dedmon shoots the 3 ball more than Jimmy Butler and has more 3 attempts than Jimmy Butler. That's terrible. That's not going to space anybody. You can pack the paint with him because he's just not going to shoot it. I was looking at some stats for Jimmy Butler this year, and I was just like, how did nobody talk about this? On Christmas, that man Jimmy Butler put up 4 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 for 7 for shooting, and his plus or minus was a -8. Missed a couple games, came back on what was that, New Year's Day, put up a fresh 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and went 0 for 6 with a plus or minus of -18. Dog, that's horrible. That's not, you can't even just, like, man, that's not what you pay your top player to do. But he also, it's his skill set. His skill set is built for the 80s. Coach, you were talking about his skill set. His skill set is to play with Hersey Hawkins and Rick Mahorn and them. He's built for that league. He's not built for this league where you got to spread out, boys coming across hitting you from the logo and shooting a 3 ball. Because if he had that ability, then he would be, we'd be talking about him as a tier 1 player. But he's expected on that team, the way it's built, Jimmy's expected to be the top scorer. He's expected to be the top distributor, because who else is giving out the ball? I think Jimmy averaged 7 assists. Nobody else is dishing the rock out. And Kendrick none of those guards are distributing. And he's also expected to be the top defender. So he's expected to be distributor, defender, and scorer. That's a lot for one player, and I don't think you can win with that. If you put all that on one player, he better be able to shoot the 3 ball, and that ain't Jimmy. So that's just the way I think the team is built. They're built for the 80s. They're not built for this.
Okay. No.
And let me just finish it off with one more thing, Bethany, about the Miami Heat. I've been seeing what all of these fellas said that agreed that this team not it. I got a few people that feel like once they get Victor back, they'll be okay. But I agree with what AB said. Like, this team just not built, and I've been seeing this since last year. It's like, coach want to talk about injuries and stuff, but coach don't want to talk about the injuries is what got them to the finals in 2020 when the whole damn East was injured, beat up, and on, probably morphine shots. You know what I'm saying? So the team was never built for this. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say they was never built for like no championship type of window. Like, people talking about the window has closed. It should have never been open. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't have never been open. It was open because somebody robbed them. Like, the injuries robbed people, and they was the thief. The Heat was the thief. And so the window closed because it shouldn't have never been open. And we'll see. Like, only time will tell. Just like January, they couldn't see it. And May they see it, what I said. You know what I'm saying? So only time gonna tell. I'm not about to go back and forth with coach. Only time gonna tell when these people don't reach the ECF, Eastern Conference Finals, and when these people keep getting booted out, round 1, round 2, then they just can't make the Eastern Conference Finals. You'll see. But for right now, that window closed because it should have never been open. They are not a contending team. And I'm done.
Can we just say that COVID has some effect on their consistency because there was COVID protocol in and out this whole year? Can we give them a slight pass on that, or is that out the window because every team went through it?
That's out the window. That's out the window.
Boston dealt with the same thing, and Tatum at least got him one. Tatum got him one.
But Boston had a pretty underachieving season too.
And then peep this, AB. Somebody told me Jimmy Butler wasn't rested. LeBron and AD not rested either, and they making it a competition. So
yeah, that's why I've been hearing that them teams coming straight out the bubble, they didn't have the rest that they needed.
Yeah, it's like you could throw any excuse at it: COVID, rest, fatigue. You could throw any excuse you want at it, but my excuse of everybody was hurt last year, don't nobody want to hear that excuse. So no excuses for COVID, AB.
It's not really an excuse though, because like we just said, most of the good teams in the East, they got one or two superstars. We all agree that Jimmy Butler is not a superstar. So I mean, like I said, I just think it's a bad year. They had some injuries, which, like I said, I don't want to make excuses for teams because everybody deal with injuries, but they just need a couple of dogs and superstars. They don't have they got an all-star that performs at superstar level every now and then, but other than that, they don't really have the big pieces that you need to take a team to the finals.
I want to pose something to Mike and AB because AB asked a question about COVID, and then I know Mike, you kind of chimed in with, you kind of take that into account. So if we taking COVID into account and we going into next season, if this team stays exactly how it is, do you think this team is a contender? I don't. If COVID wasn't a factor going into next year, I don't think this team is a contender as it is currently built.
I will say this: that team in the bubble, they made it. They got to where they were through chemistry. They played chemistry ball. They were passing. They were the way that they knew where each other was going to be at. That was chemistry. COVID killed that this year, and they couldn't get the games together. But y'all saw how they were playing together. That it was good basketball when they played together. And a while, people say there was no fans and it was easy to get you set up. But the way that doesn't change the way how they would pass the basketball and how they were setting each other up. This year, you didn't see that.
But a lot of that is like stuff that you can't really see in the stat sheet, like culture, which comes from communication on the court. And I think Jay Crowder was a big part of that. I think the way this team is currently constructed, I don't think they're a contender, period. That's just me though. And I could be wrong, but I think losing Jay Crowder, another person that's a great locker room guy, stuff that he doesn't show up on the stat sheet is Solomon Hill. He was also on that team. And I think losing guys like that who were in that locker room, good culture guys that are vocal on the court, I think that played a big role as well. I don't like a reason, dog.
He old, dog. Like, I don't even know. You put him in viable spots and he's old.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You lost me at Solomon Hill.
Solomon Hill sad, dog. He a good locker room guy, dog. He's sad, bro.
Okay, y'all. So I just want to know who y'all got for y'all pick on this series right quick. Wilk, I'm going to start with you on this one. Hawks already up 2-1 in the series. You think they're going to pull it out, take it all away?
What? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I know you ain't asked me who I thought was going to win it. The Hawks and the Knicks. You might want to go to somebody else. Y'all already know what time it is over here, man. Y'all already know, man. Look.
Go get a charger from your mama.
Hey, look. Y'all already know.
Go get a charger from your mama.
Hey, man, mute yourself, man. Talk about the subject,
I need a charger.
Man, look, I'm going. You already know I'm rolling with the Hawks. We in Atlanta. We about to go up a commanding 3-1 lead. Julius Randle out there performing like Kwame Brown, performing like Anthony Bennett. He pulling it all out right now. Sad. Most improved player, only all-star in the series, getting locked up by anybody we put on. Gallinari locking him up. He getting locked up by everybody. Just throw a body up, getting locked up. Hey, look, man, Trae Young dropping 30 and 15 tomorrow. We're going up 3-1. We're going to end it in the Garden. Crowd going to go crazy. They're going to talk about Trae Young, ball spot. They're going to talk about Trae Young. He got a phobia. He's scared of birds. They're going to talk about all that stuff, man. They're bringing pictures of birds in the stadium. Man, he got a bird on his jersey, man. You know, he play for the Hawks. Stupid. But y'all got it.
Sound like you got them going with a gentleman sweep over there out of Atlanta. What you think, July?
I picked the Hawks in 7 before the series began. I'm gonna stick with it. Hawks in 7.
Hawks in 7. AB, what you think?
Yeah, man. The Hawks got something special. I think with that draft, wasn't it Trey Young and Herder in that same draft? Wasn't it that draft class?
Yes, sir. Number 19 was Kevin Herder, man.
In about 5 years, we might be talking about that draft class as being something special because that boy Herder, he got that what you want offensive bag, what you want me to do, because he can kind of do it all. And like, yeah, I just think that what they have going, Collins balling, Capella balling, they've got like that's more chemistry and they're deeper in the coaching. You can tell it's a big difference in coaching. And he's been coaching down there. That team looks good down there. Trey Young is special. He might be a little bit more he's quicker than Steph. I say I'm not gonna say he's quicker than Steph though. Like off the dribble, it's hard to stop him, and he can pull up from the logo too. So yeah, man, I'm thinking Hawks in 6. I'm gonna give him 2. I'm gonna give him 2 just off the strength. I'm gonna give him 2. Yeah, Hawks in 6.
Mike, what you think?
I think it goes 7, but I give it to the Hawks. When you got your best player who was averaging, like 20 and 10 in the regular season, putting up like 13 or 14 points, that spells for trouble. So, but the Hawks, they got to get it together too. Sometimes they come up short in big moments, but I still got the Hawks doing what they should be doing as the better seed. So, I mean, not as the better seed, but as the better team. So.
Okay, Coach, you got Atlanta too?
Yeah, I started off the series. I said Hawks in 6, maybe Hawks in 5. Trey Young is showing that, hey man, he got next. I had it wrong about Capella being in the James Harden offense. I thought he was just a rim running guy that benefited from the attention that James Harden was getting. But Capella has showed that he actually has an actual game. I respect what they're doing out there. They have a great coach. It seems like they got it going on, like draft classes, got some young players. They got some talented players. Like I say, I'm very impressed with the Hawks. Man, I say Hawks probably in 5, but I originally said 6, but I'm rolling with the Hawks.
All right, Max, you rolling with the Hawks too?
Well, I had said the Knicks, so I'm gonna stick with the Knicks, but the Hawks, like everyone say, them boys something special. Like Trey Young really becoming who he should have been. Then, like you say, you got Capella doing, stuff, but that squad is nice, So I'm gonna still go with Knicks just because I'm gonna stick to my pick. But yeah, the Hawks, yeah, I love it. Like it's just a good series. Like it was really a toss up when the season first started. So I mean, when the series first started, so I just went with them just because, shit, my boy Rose. But outside of that, yeah, Hawks look like they gonna kill something. But I'm sticking with my Knicks.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Last question of the night. Everybody just go ahead and tell me your top 5 most skillful NBA players ever. Coach, I'm gonna start with you.
Skillful players or skillful scorers?
Players. We ain't talking about scores, we're talking about all around players.
Okay, all right, good deal. You gotta go with the great one, MJ, of course. Next, I got Kobe Bean Bryant, who I think is probably the most skilled player in NBA history. I went with Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. Magic Johnson, number 4, what he did for the game is one of my favorite players of all time. And 5, you got to give it to Braun. As far as the skill set that he has, man, is kind of unmatched in that we've seen in the NBA. But that's my guys right there. That's my 5.
All right, July, what you think?
That's my fault, Bethany. I was supposed to send you skillful scores, so we're gonna go back to Coach. We talking about the top 5 skillful scores, Coach. That's my fault, Bethany.
That's what I thought you had said. So now let me revamp it. Now we're gonna still go to the best to ever do it. Everybody compare and say Durant. MJ is the best scorer that we've seen in the NBA. You can talk about it all you want. No 3-pointers a part of his game, and he still has 10 scoring titles. So let's put that to the side. Kobe Bean Bryant, again, mid range, got 3-point game, turn around, back down, however you want it. Third, I got Durant. What he's able to do at 7 feet tall is amazing. He has without this injury, I always said he would be the one to break the all-time leading score that Kareem has. But I go with Durant. Fourth, big shot to July. I got Melo. People don't give Melo the credit he deserves as far as the offensive game. When he was in his bag, he was in his freaking bag. Melo's one of the best scorers I've ever seen, hands down. And number 5, my guy, T-Mac. When you want to talk about a guy that was just offensively talented, there was a stretch where the people thought he was a little better than Kobe. I never thought that shit, but there was a stretch where they compared him to Kobe. But in his heyday, before the back gave out, T-Mac would give people buckets on the regular. So I got MJ, Kobe, Durant, Melo, and T-Mac.
Okay, AB, who you got? How does that stack up?
I'm gonna start off with Kobe, and just because when like me growing up, I watched more Kobe than anybody. I watched more Kobe than Jordan. I watched more Kobe than anybody. Just watching him, and his skill set was ridiculous as far as how he could set people up to get to the shot. I gotta go with Jordan second. The third one, I'm gonna go with King because Hakeem was very skilled and very well above his time. For him to have 27,000 points, at a power forward position at his time. I mean, how his just everything on his skill set. I'm gonna go Hakeem, and then I'm gonna go KD, of course. And I'm gonna put Harden in there, man, because Harden, what he did and how he scores the basketball, there's no one that we've seen put up them type of numbers. I don't care. Yeah, he gets a lot of opportunity. I know opportunity creates, numbers, but what he's doing and how he did that for that stretch, we've never seen that before. 60-point triple, we've never seen things like that before. I got to put Harden in the top 5. So I'm going to go Kobe, Jordan, King, KD, and then I'm going to go Harden.
Okay, Michael's in your top 5.
Okay, with number 5, we're going to go with the greatest shooting guard of all time. We're going to go with Kobe Bryant. Number 4, I got Dirk, second best power forward of all time. I've never seen a player go through a series and just dominate by himself. Took out Portland, swept the Lakers, smacked Miami, smacked the Thunder. I've never seen somebody by himself just take a whole playoff and just dominate it the way he did. Number 3, you got Steph Curry, the greatest point guard of all time. Number 2, you got Shaq, the greatest center of all time. And, of course, you got the GOAT, Tim Duncan, at number 1. So,
Skilled.
Hold on. Time out. He took out everybody by himself. Dirk?
Took out everybody by himself.
Hey, let me respond first, Antonio. Let me respond first. I think the only person that's a bigger fan than Dirk on here than me is Antonio. But I'm a big Dirk fan. He didn't take them teams out by himself, bro. Like, sorry, he didn't. He had a good team that was built around him.
Who's the second best player on the team?
Probably, I would say either Jason Terry or Tyson Chandler was big defensively that year in the playoffs.
So we don't even know, like, you can't, I don't mean to cut you off like that, but I'm saying you don't even specifically know who's the second best player, but you said he didn't take the team out by himself.
Why is that important? Who was the second best player on the team? Why is that important?
Because you need to know who your Robin is on the team.
No,
Mavs didn't even have a Robin.
No. If you got a bunch of guys on the team that's great role players like Sean Marion, like Jason Kidd, like Tyson Chandler, it don't matter who your Robin is. It don't. That was a great team built around Dirk. Because Jason Terry in the finals, he was the second. We could say Jason Terry was the second best player in the finals, but he wasn't the second best player in the playoffs. Because I would say honestly, Tyson Chandler with his defense, because his defensive presence made him the second best player, but it was no consistent second best player. That's what I'm trying to say. So it don't matter. But Dirk definitely didn't take those teams out by himself. I promise you that.
Okay. we can discuss it maybe on another one more, but it's like what you just said. You just said there wasn't a consistent second best player. So that means Dirk had to put more weight on his shoulder because he couldn't consistently get the points, he couldn't consistently get the rebounds, he couldn't consistently get the help from a second player night in, night out. He was literally isoing, posterizing 1 foot shots, posterize anybody he wanted to at any time. I mean, there's nothing you could do with him.
If you go look at the Rockets the year before they got Clyde Drexler, a lot of people would say Akeem did it by himself that first championship because he was basically had the best individual season almost ever. But when Kenny Smith would talk on, I remember this conversation when Kenny Smith would talk on TNT, they had a different player stepped in that Robin role every night. Like sometimes Robert Ory will give you 20, sometimes Kenny Smith will give you 25, sometimes Vernon Maxwell will give you 25. So you don't have to have a consistent second best player to win a championship. You just got to have a bunch of role players, that'll step up when their name is called upon.
And we still on it. Nobody else found a problem with this list. We talking about Dirk here. I'm more concerned about him talking about MJ and Curry here. But
see, Mike, the thing is, you're thinking that talent. You're saying second best player. Talent don't always equal winning, though. I'd rather give me a bunch of guys that got a lot of chemistry. Like that team had like Sean Marion with Jason Terry and Jason Keith. Them boys was hooping. Like, and they knew if you knew it, everybody's gonna be at, and they could always. Yeah, they had a nice run though. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, that wasn't just Dirk by itself. That team was good. They were real good because they were a team. Just like that.
Detroit Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons team. That's a team. They didn't have a lot of talent with Chauncey and Tayshaun and Rip, but they were just dogs, and they had a team that could play together.
So if Dirk didn't do it by himself, then why do we make the argument that Wade did it by himself when they took out the Mavs? Are you saying Wade did it by himself, or he had help?
He had help.
Yeah, Shaq.
He had help. Wade had
Shaq.
I agree. No, I agree with you, but I'm saying like the argument throughout the last decade is Wade took that team by himself. And I'm saying Wade had more help than Dirk did.
I've never heard nobody say that. I've never heard anybody say that ever. I mean, he shined in the finals, but to say he did, he shined when the spotlight was on him. But to say
he took out nothing but superstar teams. He took out a prime Westbrook, a prime Durant, James Harden.
I thought we were talking about D-Wade. But yeah.
No. Okay. But no, like I said, I agree with you. I agree with you that he had help, but I guess the people in my circle that I hang around with, they more of like Wade carried a team by himself. I'm like, hold on now. Like I think Dirk did more with less talent when he took out the Heat. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah, I mean, I would stop talking to those people about that say D-Wade carried. I would just stop talking to those guys.
Max, who's in your top 5?
Yeah, we're talking about scoring. So, just off the top, I had MJ Kobe. Like, that's undisputed. The next 3, do it how you want, but them 2, yeah, something serious. Like, I just love them. And then after that, you could put my man Iverson. I put Iverson in there because we're looking at somebody who may be 4 inches, 3 inches taller than me. You know what I'm saying? Giving you buckets night in and night out. Offensive juggernaut. He was in that, that little Dirk situation and being like that only, offensive type of person. Was done with the team, but the weight was on his shoulders to put up buckets. So that's my defense for Iverson, point blank. And then, I got Durantula. The man say he under 7, I think, on the little numbers, but that man about 8 feet tall, regardless. So he put up numbers. And then this was a kind of a toss up, and it may be a little biased, but at the end of the day, LeBron made his name when Pop tried to disrespect him on that 3-point line, and he started knocking them shots down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an elevation type of level. You could say he big and all of that muscular, but at the end of the day, it got a lot of muscular dudes who can't run to the rim and just you scared of. So that's just a skill set in itself, dropping that shoulder and just going at it. I ain't about to do it, and a lot of big 6'10", 280 people or 260 not about to do it. So, I had to put them in there, but That's it. I don't want to hold y'all, but Iverson for sure was that outlier that everyone forgot, and he put up buckets, scoring titles. So yeah, respect Iverson, point blank.
Yeah, Iverson had a run when he was running. Wilk, what you think? Top five.
Uh, I'll say I'll start by saying, man, I appreciate you saying LeBron. He not in my five though, but I do think he do get disrespected when it comes to scoring. I want to say he got like what 10 straight years of 25 plus points per game. That's pretty impressive for somebody that's not considered a scorer. But I just want to throw that out there. Number one, I got Kobe. I think everything that Jordan did, Kobe made it smoother, and he had the 3-point shot. I'm not saying that he's a better player than Jordan. I do think the skill set is similar, but I think Kobe was just he refined it so much. You know what I mean? And I think it got a lot to do with the era that he played in. That Jordan didn't have to develop a 3-point shot because it wasn't so prominent then. So I got Kobe number one. I just think Kobe is just so skilled, man. Like it's ridiculous. Number two, I got Jordan. Number three, I got Durant. Four, I got Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't know if we ever seen footwork so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's ridiculous at how great this man's footwork was. And then last but not least, man, it's hard for me to pick that last one because I struggled back and forth with Carmelo or Iverson, but I went with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He had an unstoppable move. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So I went with Kareem with my fifth and final spot. But if the argument would have been, instead of scoring, the most skilled player ever, I would have went with Hakeem Olajuwon just because of the two-way ability. He might have been the best defender. I mean, Hakeem was just ridiculous, dog. Like, that's just me.
All right, July, you want to go ahead and close it out?
I'm gonna go one Kevin Durant, and the reason I say Kevin Durant because I think Kevin Durant. The reason why I think Kevin Durant is the best player in the league because you could put this guy in any offensive system. He can either beat a system or you could put him in the system, and he proved that in Golden State. Like sometimes he was in the system, or sometimes, like you seen in the finals in those game threes, he was the system. I think players like, for example, y'all bring up LeBron, which LeBron top 10 scorer, no doubt, top 10. But LeBron has to be the system most of the time. And that's the difference between him and KD to me. That's why I got KD as my number one skillful scorer because he could be the system or you could put him in the system. So I got KD 1. I got Jordan 2. Just because the reason I got Jordan over Kobe because the efficiency. Kobe took a lot of dumb shots. Like to me, Jordan, he was smart enough. Like in Jordan third year, he averaged 37 points per game, but he shot 48% from the field. And it's like when you do that, and it was a lot of seasons where he averaged over 30 points per game, and he shot over 50%, 54%, 52%. So that's the only thing that separates Jordan and Kobe, to me. So I got Jordan second, I got Kobe third. I got James Harden fourth. The reason I got James Harden fourth is you got people you got people in the league, people on TV that complain how he score, why he get to the free throw line. Last time I checked, it don't matter how you score, as long as you score. Whether whether you get to the free throw line, whether you shoot a bunch of threes, like it don't matter how you score, as long as you score. And last I got T-Mac. Kobe Bryant once said that T-Mac was the hardest player he ever guarded. And like James Coach and Ball said, and I was one of those people too. I thought T-Mac was better than Kobe at the in the early 2000s. I think T-Mac just had it everything: drive, jump shot, take you off the dribble. Like I just think he had everything. And as for LeBron, to pick up on LeBron definitely a top 10 scorer. I don't know why people say that he's not a top 10 scorer because he uses physical. Like I said with James Harden, it don't matter how you score as long as you score. And no disrespect to the big men, but I don't have any big men in my top 5 because I figure the big men, most of the big men, you need a guard to get you the ball. Those guys that I named, they could take the ball full court and score on you however they want to score. Those big men, they limited. A guard gotta get you the ball. No disrespect to Kareem, no disrespect to Hakeem. I just don't got any big men in my top 5.
Hey, I got something to say.
Yeah,
I'm coming at Kenny. Like, I ain't going at you, bro. I'm just
Oh yeah, it's all good.
I just got a question because you mentioned that KD, he can beat the system and he can fit in the system. I agree with that. And you use that as a slight dig at LeBron, saying that he got to be the system. In my opinion, I think KD is the only one who actually fit into a system. The rest of these guys were the focal point. Now, Kobe, before Kobe became the Kobe that we, number 24 Kobe, when he was number 8, it was him and Shaq. We get it. I'm not going to say who carried the load more than the other one. To me, it was both of them. But when you're looking at Jordan, like Jordan was that guy in Chicago. Like Jordan was that guy. Hakeem Olajuwon was that guy. Before Kareem went to the Lakers when he was in Milwaukee, he was that guy. Like most of these guys are the guy. I think KD is the only one that has shown that he can go into a ready-made system and just fit into that system. The rest of these guys, they work the system for the most part of their career.
And when KD got to Oakland, he was the guy.
Right. So I don't. I think he had a little dig in there,
The reason I dig that LeBron a little bit because I know half the group think LeBron better than KD, half the group think KD better than LeBron. I just had to give my reason of why I think KD better than LeBron.
So let me ask you a question then. You think KD could take that Cavs team to 66 wins like LeBron did? I'm not even LeBron.
But that doesn't make you better because your skill set. You see, I hate when people say that. You're like, oh, okay, KD. They're not the same players, so you can't. That's like comparing a Kia Sportage to a Hyundai Passport.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not the same thing. Just because I can do something you can do doesn't make you better.
But they both superstars in the point of a superstar.
They got two different skill sets.
The team was built around LeBron's skill set, not KD's skill set.
Would you put a circle in a square hole?
So let me guess. You must be KD. You're a KD fan then.
I'm a basketball fan, and knowing basketball, I wouldn't put KD in a position where he has to distribute and be everything for the team. That's not his skill. His skill is to be a assassin that's gonna give you 30, and he gonna hit that game-winning shot. If you need a bucket, get it to him. But that's not LeBron. I can't put Bron on those teams and expect him to be the same. You can't.
So you think KD's better than LeBron? The KD that needed to team up with Steph and Clay is better than LeBron. The KD that was up 3-1 and he joined the same.
Wait. Let's not.
But now you're talking to you moving the goalposts, man.
I think KD is better at doing KD things than Bron is at doing KD things, and I think LeBron is better at LeBron things than KD is at LeBron things. I just leave it like that. Like you try to, like he said, you're moving the goalposts. You can't use that example that KD can't lead that Cleveland team. Well, of course, because that team was built around LeBron's skill set. Of course, he's not going to lead that team to the same amount of wins. You can't just pick up KD and pick up LeBron and swap him and say, "Well, look, do what he did." He don't bring the same skill set.
I get what you're saying, but there's a reason why LeBron's been to so many finals. Meaning that you put LeBron on any team, he can take over. It doesn't matter about.
Hold on, it's not just that simple.
With two top 15 players and got to the finals in Miami. If you give KD two top 15 players on any team in the league, he's gonna get to the finals as well. Let's not act like KD didn't lead an OKC team with a bunch of young guns to the finals to play those Miami Heat teams. Let's not act like LeBron.
Yeah. Westbrook was a top 5 point guard at that time.
No, he wasn't. And James Harden was, and you just said yourself, James Harden was coming off the bench. So he led a young Guns team with a young Serge Ibaka, a young Westbrook, and a young James Harden. He was the best player on that team, and he led them to the finals. Last I checked, the Warriors lost without KD, and when KD was healthy, they did not lose in the finals.
Warriors got a
difference
championship
right there.
Steph got a championship without KD, but you can't say the same about KD.
Wade got a championship without LeBron too, though. So if you're gonna use that argument, come on,
Steph didn't need KD. KD needed Steph.
So did Dwayne Wade need LeBron? Because Dwayne Wade won a championship before LeBron got there.
No, Wade didn't need LeBron. Man. Wade didn't need LeBron.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we all over the place. Because KD, Steph definitely needed KD because everything he did, like you can spread. When you got KD, they couldn't play any. You got to spread the floor out. You can't double me. You can't sag. There's none of that because if you sag off and you rotate around, it's a bucket. So they needed each other. I'm not gonna say he just needed him all the way. They needed each other.
It took the Cavs to win. It took the Cavs to win that series in 7 games. You don't need a player. That means you just need to be more efficient on either offense or defense. They didn't get swept in the finals. They lost by a few points in 7 games. You don't need a player losing by a few points in 7 games. You just need to execute better. That's all it is. You don't need a player.
Or you need Draymond to play.
Or you need Draymond to kick somebody in the NARS. If you do that, it's a whole different shit. But like, yeah, I get what you're saying though.
All right, guys. I don't even know how we got here, but thank everybody for joining tonight. Thanks for everybody watching us on YouTube and commenting. Go ahead and wrap this up. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we get out of here?
Hold on, that's the end? Thought we had a special conversation here, July.
I just want to close it out by saying that LeBron, maybe not now. I mean, the man is 40, but overall, LeBron is better than KD, and I love Durant. I love Durant. I really do. That's my dog. But LeBron better than KD, and it's a few blemishes where KD lost that little line. It was neck and neck. I'm like, boy, LeBron, your legacy about to be taken over, and then he lost it when the Warriors, did them boys bad and made that boy hop ship. For whatever reason, he hop ship. I don't care about that. You lost to that young chef. Point blank, and that's why LeBron better than that man. As a legacy hole right now, I don't care what they say, but as a legacy hole, yeah, LeBron. Point blank, it ain't even a talk. Like when we talk about that Larry Bird Magic type of situation stuff and Celtics and Boston, if y'all ever want a show talking about that, I come make my case. LeBron got the better career. Point blank, and it get deep. It get Cavaliers deep. It get 3 men 6th grade deep.
Hey, Bethany, if you got a roll, you can roll. I'm gonna wrap it up for you. If you got a roll.
I mean, if y'all about to, I don't know, depending on what y'all about to get into next.
You can wrap it up.
What you talking about, Coach?
I just be talking.
I was talking about the Luka conversation.
Oh, between you and Antonio.
Yeah, let them go with it. I gotta hear this. Hey, let me say my one thing, and then I'm muting for the rest of the night because I gotta hear Antonio, and I gotta hear Coach go in it with this one. And this is my last thing. Go home.
Go ahead. You want to jump into it? Because let me go my whole point with this. Y'all were talking about LeBron and scoring, right? But you said that bullying and getting to the rack and scoring, that to me, is that a skill? Because he's big, right?
Everybody can't slash AB. Let me just state that, and I'm gonna shut up and let you and your boy talk. But everybody cannot be a slasher. I tried it.
No doubt. But everybody also can't use their off forearm to clear space because they're not huge. They're not 6'8", 275. Is that considered a skill? That's where I'm at in the conversation, because the Lord blessed him with that talent, right? That size, right? So if you take that away, how can that? Is he the same player? But now I'm saying that as far as a skill set, if like with you got to have a skill. A skill is what you do with the basketball, right? Like what you do with the ball. Like I consider a skill set handles, dribbles, shooting the basketball. Driving the basketball to the lane, and putting it up, getting free throws. How many of those drive to the lanes with free throws scored? You know what I mean? So, he's in there. He's scoring a lot of points, but I don't just consider that to be as skillful as these other players. Kobe, that's skill. That you can see a clear, defined skill with him. How he scored the basketball. LeBron never. Everybody had a go-to move, right? What's Kobe's go-to move? Fade away. Jordan's fade away. LeBron, Hakeem, dream shake to the layup, or however you want to do it. What's LeBron's?
Hey, this is LeBron right here. You look at that ball, man. Bust that three.
I mean, but like, we talking skill though.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Luka. Now Luka. I'm back around to Luka. But me watching Luka at the beginning, every time I watch Luka's game, it's bad shots. It looks rushed. He doesn't create separation because he doesn't have that quick twitch motion. So it looks like it's bad shots. Now he gets to the rack too. He's bullying, but I just don't think I thought he was overhyped as far as what he's doing because he's got the ball in his hands a lot. Like he's on a triple-double pace that's crazy. I think everybody's kind of like people saying he's a better basketball player than Jason Tatum. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how people say that. I don't get that. Like Jason Tatum is like two classes as far as basketball, but he's way better than Luka.
Tatum is way more skilled than Luka, but Tatum ain't a dog. You don't want it.
Wait, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We went somewhere else.
We need to have COVID protocols because obviously you guys have fevers that are dangerously high.
Okay, what area of the basketball court is Luka better than Tatum?
I said Tatum's better than Luka. I said
No, I'm asking them.
Is Luka a better scorer? Yes.
No. Where at? He's
averaging 28 a game. What is Tatum averaging?
He's also
Hold on. Wait. No. You never answered the question. What is Tatum averaging?
He also had.
You didn't. No, hold on. Time out. Hold on. Wait.
Okay. He might be averaging 24?
So 28 is more. Let me see. 1, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, 28 is more than 24.
So we look at blind numbers without comparing situations. Go ahead.
He's averaging. Who's the better passer? Who's the better playmaker? Who's the better rebounder? Luka. You saw about his shots look rushed and he's shooting 50% from the field. He doesn't have a three ball. He shot 35% this year. Let's look at the playoffs. Last year, against the two-time defending defensive MVP, Paul George, who's an MVP candidate and an All-NBA for defensive performer, Pat Beverly, he's a bulldog on defense. He made him look like a fucking poodle. Montrezl Harrell, 6th man of the year, he's toughness. He went 31, 10, and 9. He shot 50% from the field, 36 from three-point line. This year against the Clippers, he's averaging 38, 9, and 9 on 51% from the field, 46 from three. What more do you want from him? Let me give you some other numbers. When Kristaps Porzingis went down last year against the Clippers, what did Luka do in game 4? Down 2 games to 1 against the Clippers. He went 43, 17, and 13, shooting 58% from the field, 40% from three, and the next highest scorer had 22 points. In game 6, the closeout game, Luka went 38, 9, and 9, 53% from the field, 44 from three, and the next person had 16 points. Are you serious? He is literally putting the team on his back. He didn't have another 20-point score for half the year. Everybody knows the ball is going through Luka's hands. People talk about he's not a good athlete.
What'd you just say? What'd you just say? You just said everybody knows what? The ball is going through Luka's hands. Right?
And they still can't stop him. Still can't stop him. That's what you're not understanding. You know who's getting the ball. You know who's initiating the offense. You know who's getting it. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
But what you're telling me is that Luka is in control of the offense, right?
And there's nothing, and everybody knows that. All 31 teams in the NBA know that he has the ball, and no one can stop him. Right now, for his career, he's 26, 8, and 7. Let me give you a stat right quick. Last year, Luka was top 6 in scoring, top 5 in assists, top 20 in rebounds. This year, he was top 6 in scoring, top 3 in assists, and he was 15th in rebound. There's been in the last 20 years, there's only 3 players to be top 20 in points, rebounds, and assists in the same season: LeBron, Westbrook, and Luka. You know who has the ball, you know who the offense is running through, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jaylen Brown has another 20-point score. Tatum has another 20-point score, and Jaylen Brown over there. You have a point guard in Terry Rozier. He played with Gordon Hayward. The ball was spread around.
It's in
So
Charlotte. It's in
hold
Charlotte.
on. No, I said he had.
Oh,
I said
okay.
he had.
But that's not. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
There are other offensive threats that have been around Jaylen Brown, so you can't load up on him. There is no other offensive threat.
But you can work that angle both. You can work that same angle both ways. You're saying that you can't load up on him, but that also takes shots away from him. Points away.
Listen, I understand all that, but we know who's not getting shots taken away from him. And you know who can lean. Right now, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are taking their turns on Luka. And you know what Luka's doing? He's putting on condoms and says, "Who's next?" He's having sex out there.
And what's Tatum doing? What's Tatum doing?
He's down in the series, right?
And his team, you can't say he's the reason for it. He's dropping 50 on everybody.
And Luka's doing the same thing, but he's winning.
But this is the thing. Jason Tatum, his production is controlled by if he gets the ball or if he can't come up, bring the ball to the court and go to work every time. He's not dictating his stats. He actually has in control, or he's actually had to depend on somebody. That's the difference. You're naming all these numbers.
Let me stop you there, buddy, because their PER, their player efficiency rating control, who has the ball in their hands, are almost similar. Luka is ahead, but Jason Tatum is not that far behind it. So again, let's take that out there, because PER actually determines when you have the ball, not when you're set up.
But I'm saying I'm using that through who initiates the offense, not what you do when you have the ball in your hand. I'm saying one person can come up, pick and roll, let's go to work. One person can stand in the corner for 2 plays and not get the ball. So you've got 2 possessions where you have chance to get something happening, and then I just stood in the corner because, hey, the point guard decided to go this way that play, or the point guard decided to go that way. I'm not in control of my stat line. Luka is in control of every single part of that because he initiates the offense.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm saying numbers can't be used here.
Hold on. Yes, you can, because guess what? Luka doesn't have another 20-point score, and he still has is still averaging over 9 assists a game. He's at 9.4 assists a game. So that lets me know he's a better passer, he's a better playmaker, he's a better facilitator.
But those are irrelevant to Jason Tatum because he don't need to be a playmaker.
Hold on, but you're asking who's the better player. So if Luka's the better scorer, he's the better rebounder, he's the better passer, he's the better facilitator. What does Jason Tatum do better?
But first of all, he's not a better shooter than Jason Tatum. That's not guy.
Is Jason Tatum shooting 50% from the field?
So numbers don't Yes, numbers don't dictate. So hold on, time out. If I have better numbers than you, that means I'm better than you.
Hold on, no. The field goal percentage is a direct correlation of your shots, how many you take, how many you make.
So if I have a higher field goal percentage than you, that means I'm a better shooter than you, right?
No, it means I'm a better scorer. You're sure I'm a better scorer.
That's not true. You know that's not true.
Show me.
Okay, so what if a player has a one season where they just ball out? They just ball out.
Hold on, we're not talking about a one season. We're comparing Jason Tatum to Luka Doncic. They both have the same opportunity because Luka only shoots 17 shots a game to Jason Tatum's 14. There's 3 more shots.
But you're so I mean
they shoot roughly the same amount per game.
So you're telling me that he's a better offensively, that Luka has a better bag than Jason Tatum.
What does Jason Tatum do better?
He got better handles. He's got more fluid of a shot, better pull up, getting to the cup, plays above the rim.
But he doesn't score more.
Because
Luke has the same pull-up. He has floater. He's actually improved because let's see, his first year in the league, he shot 32% from three. His second year in the league, he shot 31%. This year, he's shooting 35%. So he's actually adding the three-point ball to his game. He has the step back, he has the euro, he has the floater game. Hey, what does he not have in his offense?
No, it's not, and it's still not Jason Tatum offensively.
And
it's still not Jason Tatum.
When has Jason Tatum shot 50% from the field?
That doesn't make you better. That's what I'm telling you. That doesn't make you better.
You're right.
Okay,
it makes
so
you more efficient. So
right, I mean, but that also comes with situations and opportunities. That doesn't make you a better player. That doesn't make you a better player. See, look, to me, people want to kill the eye test.
I'll change it. I'm not going to say he's a better scorer. Let's say he's a more efficient scorer. So if he's more efficient at scoring, he's a better passer, he's a better playmaker, he's a better rebounder. What does Jason Tatum do better than Luka?
But you can't.
Only thing is defense. That's the only thing Tatum got over.
No, man, that's not true. Come on, man. Look, when do we start just killing the eye test? Like when did that just start?
I hate when people say that the eye test.
No. Why is that though?
Because you don't like Luka's not a fluid athlete.
But if you're a fan of Kobe, then you got to be an eye test guy because his numbers weren't good.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you a little thing about that. Kobe Bryant averaged 25 points a game, 10 seasons, and shot 45% from the field. It was only 3 guards.
But he was He was known as a volume shooter, right?
And he still made 45% of them. So it doesn't matter how many shots you make. I still made 45% of these shots I took.
But there was games. So there was games where he would have that you would say, "Oh man, Kobe had 45 on 30 shots."
You're talking individual games. It still added up to the season of 45% overall. Yeah, one game I could shoot horrible one game, but if majority of my games I'm shooting 45 to 47%, it balances out. That's my point. You're looking at the eye test because Luka is not a fluid athlete. Yes, he doesn't have the best lateral quickness, but he understands angles. He understands the court dynamics. He understands spacing.
And I get that. His pace is...
It's 4 plays. If you watch the Clippers game when they was trying to double team, he noticed what a double team was coming. He was splitting the double. He was hitting the open man. He was getting to the cup. He was hitting the step back. His offensive game, let's not even go there. His offensive bag is quite full. So again, what does Tatum do better than Luka?
To me, but this is the thing. If they don't play the same position, to me, you can't compare numbers because that's irrelevant. They have different roles. Man. They have different roles. You're talking about assists to a guy that isn't expected to dish out the ball. How can you hinder him on that?
Again, you said a better player. If this let's not hinder.
But you don't have. But all skill sets don't apply to being a player.
But hold on. Yes, it does. Your skill set derives. Yes, it does. So if you're saying that he's not asked to facilitate, okay, he's not asked to facilitate. Luka's asked to facilitate, score, and rebound, and he does those at a higher level than Jason Tatum that's not asked to do those things. He's still a better player. I'm asked to do more than you, and I still exceed those expectations.
So because I'm not asked to do as much, that makes you better?
So can you say that? Can you honestly say Jason Tatum is a better playmaker?
Yes. No. Not a playmaker. No, because he's not.
Okay. But hold on. Wait. Okay.
What if you
hold on and be AB? So if you say Luka's the better playmaker, is Jason Tatum a better rebounder?
I mean, no, but because the numbers don't say that.
Wait. So you're saying he's not a better playmaker. You're saying he's not a better rebounder, and we've already figured out he's not a better scorer. So the three
he's not a better. He is, but that's where we're wrong. He is a better scorer.
He's not averaging.
When you give him the ball, when you give him the ball and say go to work, he is a better scorer than Luka. There's no question.
So he doesn't average more points, and he doesn't have a better shooting percentage.
So we just throw situations. We just throw situations out the window.
Listen, but you just said they're asking him to score, right? You said your words when they give him the ball, they ask him to score and go get it done. Right. He's not averaging more, and he doesn't shoot it better. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't add up to Luka.
You can't.
Okay. So look, Coach. Let's let AB talk because he said Tatum a superstar now. Just let him explain that real quick.
I mean, it is. I mean that speaks for itself. I mean, the dude is, first of all, his face is everywhere. He's got Subway commercials. He's Jordan brand. I mean, the on-court production part of it, that speaks for itself. The dude is unstoppable. I mean, you can't put anybody on him. No, there's no one-on-one checking Jason Tatum. Period.
Oh, I agree. Listen, I'm not saying that Jason Tatum's a bad player. I like Jason Tatum. That's coming from me, a Laker fan. He's a dookie. I rocks with Jason Tatum. You feel what I'm saying? I just think Luka is an overall better player because again, Jason Tatum can look on the other side of the court and Jaylen Brown can give you 20 points. When
Right.
Luka looks at the other side of the court, you know what he says? Damn it, I gotta score. Because there's no one there. Kristaps Porzingis is always hurt. Goddamn, Finley is hit or miss. Tim Hardaway Jr. is hit or miss. So if you go to ESPN right now and look at the Dallas Mavericks stat line, Luka leads the team in scoring, assists, rebounds, and he's second in block shots. Second in block shots.
Like I say, man,
everything for the Dallas Mavericks. And
I guess I'm just old school. So when you talk about bag, I'm talking about the whole thing. Like Jason Tatum, you could hand him the ball in a post to the ISO. He can hit you with a turnaround fade. He can hit you with a right to left cross, go on the rim, bang. You know what I mean? He can finish left or right with the layup. I mean,
Luka
like I say,
do all
we're
those
talking
same things.
Huh?
Luka
but
does all those same things. Luka's actually telling Paul George, "You can't guard me." He told Pat, "You're too small." He's looking at Kawhi Leonard like, "Is that something you're gonna do to me?" Because he went for 44 last night, and Kawhi was actually trying to defend him. He was.
I like his game. Like I said, I'll take the L. But as far as Tatum, come on, man. Come on, man. I think we're really gonna be looking at something special here. That you know, I'm talking about real special. And y'all know I've been in these groups. I've been a Tatum fan since when he came out. I was like, hey, give him 3 years, he'll be an all-star.
I said the same thing about Luka. And I'm gonna go as far as to say this: Luka's gonna win an MVP in the next 3 seasons. Mark that word down, because again, you're gonna see, and this is the thing about Luka, and this is what people should really be skeptical about. Luka's only shooting 70% from the free throw line. If he starts to get that around 85, 90%,
that's like 6-7 points.
Exactly. He could actually have a 35-99 season.
Yeah, that's like 6-7 points.
That's what I'm saying. Luka's gonna win an MVP, and really, people need to really look at this free agent class. Can you imagine if Oladipo, if Mark Cuban gives Oladipo 5 years, a $5 million deal coming off
You
this?
said about that same Depot that just got hurt like 3 years, 2-3 years.
Yeah, he got hurt, but so you're gonna tell me Oladipo is not 17 and 6 a night? That's all he needs is another certified guy to go with him. Let's not forget that Kawhi could opt out of his contract this year. Can you imagine Kawhi and Luka together down in Dallas, or DeMar DeRozan across from Luka? He is one player away from playing in the NBA Finals. When Luka came out, and I said this in a thread. I said the Atlanta Hawks are gonna regret trading Luka, not because Trae Young is a bad player, but I really believe that Luka is gonna be a generational guy. He's gonna be the best white boy to play in the NBA since Larry Bird.
Hey, coach. Hey. I agree with you. I agree with you right there. We might regret that. But I just don't think Luka fit that Atlanta culture, man. It's a culture thing why they wanted Trae Young, man. Yeah, that's all it was. And they really leaning on the development of Cam Reddish. You know what I'm saying? We got to remember that we also got Cam Reddish. But I agree with you though. Luka that dude. Like
Luka's gonna be a generational guy. And what I like about Luka, go look up that boy by your way from. That's why you can't poke him. It was either making in basketball or working the coal mines till you die. Go look at where that boy from. You can't.
Hey, that dude Jordan Childish, man. He said if Luka get Tobias Harris instant championship, dog. Tobias Harris the coach.
That's the thing. I didn't want to jump in. I didn't want to jump in and co-sign. I know he being sarcastic.
No, but tell him, Mike. Tell him, yeah, TH all day.
TH all day, baby. But no, Tony, I agree with you. So here's the thing. Tatum, I do feel from the eye test, to me, I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 years, he's the closest thing I think to can beat Kobe. Like I see the skills, he can do everything. He got the whole bag. But as far as right now, I just think Luka is a dog. Like, because to me, skill set don't translate into being a better player. Like Joker's got more skills than Shaq, but is he better than Shaq? I mean, skill set don't translate to being a better player. Skill set do not translate.
What does?
When I say skill set, I'm talking about stats. I'm talking about like, okay, I drop a center that drops 10 dimes or a center that got 12.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. That's when I think of skill set. Like, okay, Jokic is a triple-double machine. Does that mean he's better than Shaq? Does that mean he's better than Hakeem?
Yes, he is more skilled than Shaq. Shaq was more dominant. Look,
that's what I'm saying.
I hate when people
Coach, you
say
hit that one, boy.
I don't call Shaq a top 5 center of all time. If I had to list the top 5 centers of all time, Shaq is not in that list. But he was the most dominant.
And see that's right. That's true.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. He's the most dominant.
How I look at it, man, is like I think Giannis is the better player when we compare Giannis and Anthony Davis, but I think Anthony Davis has the best skill set. Like he's the more skilled player. But I think Giannis is the better player of the two. I think that's what Mike was leaning towards. Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
You think Giannis is better than AD as a player?
I mean, he got 2 MVPs.
I'm gonna take AD all day.
AD does have a better skill set. I think he's the more skilled player. He's not a better overall player than Giannis, though.
I think he is, though. I mean, because if I do everything that you better on the court, then what do you have left? I mean, if I do everything better than you,
show me his hardware.
But that doesn't make you because you win an MVP. That doesn't. I mean, that's situations.
So I'm gonna trust your eyes over the voters' eyes. Don't you tell me? Right.
Okay. Hold on.
In 2006, was Steve Nash better than Kobe?
No. When you win an MVP,
Steve Nash won MVP.
He was more valuable.
When you win an MVP, when you win an MVP, it takes more than just you. It takes a team built around you and everything around. It's not just you that wins that MVP. There was no team built for Anthony Davis, I think, to even get in the situation to where it was. And he was in the Western Conference where, you know what I mean? That's tough. That's tough. I don't know. I think Giannis is definitely no.
Giannis is the better player. AD the more skilled player. That's what I'm on. I mean, I'm just.
I would say like Coach said, Giannis is more dominant, but as far as a better player, like
his dominance makes him a better player. What I'm saying is, AD has the bigger skill set, but Giannis is the whole package, like the mindset. They both play defense, you know what I mean? AD can step out, shoot the midi better than Giannis. He can step out, shoot the 3 ball. The handles about what I mean, they both can handle the ball, get to the spots that they want to get to. It's easier to shut Giannis down because you can build a wall. But what I'm saying is, when you're looking at the numbers, when you're looking at the efficiency, when you're looking at the hardware, I think Giannis is one of 3 players, right, to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. There's Michael Jordan, Giannis, and Hakeem, right? That's the only 3. So what I'm saying is AD's skill set is a lot higher than Giannis' skill set. But what Giannis does with his limited skill set, if you want to call it that, bully ball or whatever, I mean, is effective for him. He's the better player in my opinion, but he's not the more skilled player.
So if you start a team today, right now, who you taking, Giannis or AD?
If I'm starting a team right now, I'm taking Giannis.
Oh, no.
I'm going to take the guy that just won a championship.
Oh, no.
Oh, so you taking LeBron? I would too. I'll take LeBron too.
Hey, I think AD was on that team. I'm not sure. Let me check this out.
AD had weapons. AD had weapons with the Pelicans, and he couldn't do nothing with it.
I'm sorry. He lost to the Warriors. My bad. He lost to the Warriors. What did he do to Dame? What did he do to Dame Lillard and CJ?
Draymond was locking that boy down. Draymond was locking that boy down.
Hold on. He averaged 30. He averaged 30 and 12 that series. But what did he do to Dame and CJ? He sent him home as the lowest seed, and he ran into one of the best teams ever constructed, the Warriors. So he was supposed to beat the Warriors. Is what you're telling me?
Hey, but coach, this one didn't do.
They didn't have KD. They didn't have KD.
You know what I'm saying? It's all subjective based on what we all see, right? That's why when people say the eye test, I'm like, yeah, you got to look at the eye test, but my eyes gonna tell me something different than what AB eyes gonna say. So what I'm saying is, I think I'm gonna use another example. Paul George is a more skilled player than Jimmy Butler, but Paul George wouldn't have been able to carry that Heat team to the finals last year. You can't measure heart. I think Giannis got the heart. AD doesn't, in my opinion. I don't think AD just that guy like that. I don't think AD can see himself as a number 1 option.
He averaged like 26 and 11 in the finals. What more you want him to do?
What I'm saying, he wasn't a guy.
He went for
that was Bron's team. Would you agree?
Man, hey, Listen.
Would you agree?
Hold on, wait. Everybody talk about the Braun. Right now, Braun is not healthy. Right? Can you agree with that?
I agree. I agree with that.
What happened against the Phoenix Suns when they needed AD to have a big game?
He went off the last 2 games. He went off the last 2 games.
So he's been the number one option in this playoffs right now, right?
Yeah, I agree with it.
And he has dominated. So let's get this whole thing of he's not the guy. When he was in New Orleans, he dominated.
AD don't have that heart, bro. That's all. I mean, I feel
what more you need him to do?
He ain't got no dog. That's exactly.
I think there's a little. I really think there's a little sauciness how he left the Pelicans and all that kind of.
I'm not a Pelicans fan. What I'm saying is I'm not knocking AD. I'm an AD fan. Oh, yeah. You got guys that can dominate it. You got guys that just don't have that dog in it. Boy said that about LeBron when he was in Cleveland. LeBron is a great player, but he didn't have that dog in it. He went to Miami, got with Wade, and got that dog in it. That's all I'm saying. AD ain't got that dog.
What more you need to see? Again, against the Portland Trailblazers as the lower. No, I'm not.
I never said AD wasn't good. AD just don't have that dog in it.
Hold on, Coach. Well, I agree with you, but I wouldn't say dog. I would say AD not a leader. That's what I would say.
Okay. Again, against the low, he was a lower seed. He went to Portland and beat the shit out of the Trailblazers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what dogs do. Now he may not be. I can agree with the leadership, but when you a dog,
Holiday locked down Dame. That had nothing to do with AD. Holiday clamped Dame. Rondo clamped Dame.
What they got to do with
the numbers he put up?
Hold on, you better go look at those numbers. Thank you. Dude went 35 and 13. What more you want from a guy? 35 and 13. What else you gotta do?
I think you're missing my point, though, Coach. I'm not disagreeing with you in AD's skill set.
You're talking about
if we go back, let's go back to Cleveland. When LeBron James is running through the East and getting popped in the finals, it's like, man, he don't have that dog in him. He don't have that mental makeup that a Kobe and a Jordan had.
No. That's people that don't understand the game. He didn't have a better team. LeBron is not that guy, the rah-rah guy. LeBron is not that guy that I'm that big dog. See, that's the difference. People look at the outside expression and they think that you just because you snarl at the camera or you hold your nuts.
I get what you're saying, though.
Or if you just sit back, you're not that guy. He didn't have the better team when he played the Spurs. Right?
I think what he's also talking about too, Coach. He's talking about AD's went through a lot of injuries and he sat out a lot, and that to me, people are like, hold on, like how are you getting hurt this much? And that comes into where the heart thing. Like, are you really this hurt? Are you even? You know what I mean? Or are you just kind of sitting out because you kind of want to? Y'all losing, y'all want to play. But I get what you're saying. They'll be with his heart, but at the same time, man, you talking about just production on the court. And AD, y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done. If you gave Anthony Davis Giannis's mindset, that could be the best player in the NBA. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
it's the thing. Like what he also talking about too, though, Jay, is like Giannis when he comes to the rim, he try to kill something every time. And he's snarling and all that. That's what he's talking about. That. Just that heart, that dog, and AD, he plays more. He's more finesse. AD's more finesse.
Can't nobody defend this
man. Right. I get where you're going.
All I'm gonna say is ask the Suns if AD got hot. Ask them.
Hey,
ask DeAndre Ayton if AD got hot.
That's real. That's real.
They probably gonna tell you look at the series record.
That's real. Hey, I just want to put it out there. I'm not hating on AD. I like AD. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big AD fan. He got the skill set, bro.
Hey man, shout out to Mike Jones, man. Mike in the chat, he made a popular post in a group today. So he don't know why he talking basketball to people who can't even do a left hand layup. So shout out to Mike Jones.
Shout out to boy Mike, man.
No doubt.
Hey, Mike and Hooper too. Y'all sleep, Mike and Hoop, man.
No doubt, man. Man, I appreciate it, man. I gotta get up out of here though, man. I'm trying to go. It's 10:40. You know, it's trying to get into something. Time to do something.
Yeah, fellas. Hey, we about to wrap it up. I just wanted to tell y'all right quick. a dude who run a sports podcast, U3 sports podcast. He had an interview with Kwame Brown. I'm trying to get my hands on that interview, but the dude who run the group, yeah, he had an interview with him, and he gonna be on we're gonna do me and Will gonna do a podcast with him next Friday, about 3 o'clock. So if y'all could get on that, come check him out. That's my microwave, my bad. But yeah, we gonna be doing a podcast with him. I just want to hear his thoughts because he got a lot to talk about. The Kwame Brown situation, the NBA playoffs. He was at the Hawks and Knicks game the other day. But yeah, if y'all want to come check that out, I appreciate it.
Can I say something about that Kwame Brown thing, man? Because I've been, I started that whole thing. And I'll be done with it. I've been watching that whole thing. I saw the Genie Bus when it came out. I seen the Gilbert Arenas interview when it came out. I feel where Kwame's coming from, man. I feel like Kwame. I feel where you're coming from with the whole I did everything. But how he came out with how, like, if you would have just came out and dressed that, I'd have been cool with it. I'd have been cool with what he's doing. But the fact that how he came out and addressed Gilbert Arenas, who said nothing about him, and Matt Barnes, who said nothing about him, it was like, all right, man, now you just kind of, you search for attention, then you got it, and then you ran with it. Like, if you would have came out just addressed Stack 5, then I'd have been cool. But now I kind of feel like you just gained a platform. Like he's dropping his Cash App at the end of his videos now. Like why are you dropping your Cash App at the end of videos now? Like to me, your message is, I don't know, it's kind of getting skewed. But I'm gonna leave it alone after that.
Hey man, my old man always told me this: never catch another man's ass whipping. It's been 20 years of jokes that he finally said everybody can get the smoke.
Right, but there's some people that didn't even like. There's certain people that really was kind of had your back. And it was just a situation where you see somebody laughing and then you just start going about their marital status.
But you got to think about this, though. That boy also said Gilbert Arenas cost him like $60 million. So that's you cost me $60.
You address that later on. What we were talking about, that Gilbert kind of had his back in that situation. I kind of felt like that was kind of off, though, man. But I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Y'all, hey, man, I appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it.
Hey, we just gonna wrap it up anyway. AB, hey, thanks for coming on. Mike, shout out to you. Mike in Hawaii. Garrett Johnson, always a pleasure, my brother. As always, Coach Ball, AB, and of course half of hanging with July and Wilk, my dog Wilk.
Shout out to my son. My son named Legend. You know what I'm saying? The Legend Factory. Hey, the Legend Factory .store. You feel me? Go get some apparel. Come through. Come through, man.
Hey, look, I'm going to get the hat tomorrow. You hear me?
My dog, man. Straight up.
Hey, Will. I'm on page 58. I'm on page 58.
You read the book? You like the book?
It's taking me a while because I'll be doing all kind of stuff, but I'm on page 58.
And the book good, bro. Show the book, man.
Oh yeah, that's the book, man. Brandon Wilkinson. Hold on, let me show it to y'all. Brandon Wilkinson.
What that is?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll check that one out.
Shoot me that
link. You wrote that?
Yeah. I got that thing published in 2019.
Hey, shoot me the link, bro.
Yeah, I'm
copying it.
Yes, sir.
Copying it. I got your payday, man. I got you.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessed one, fellas.
Y'all
be good.
It was good.